You know, it's okay to be confused. Nietzsche said that he found more joy in uncertainty than certainty because he knows that we don't know half of what's going on. We don't know things. We don't have explanations, he says, of science, just descriptions. They don't explain anything. It's just what's happening. I think a lot of people don't take confusion as seriously as they should. They think, oh, well, if you're in a weird state, then that's a sign of weakness. I think realizing how blind you are is a sign of enlightenment. America is so fucking sure of themselves, which is why we have the weakest form of spirituality, Christianity. The Buddhists are always about like letting go and using your body as a source of chaos, whereas Christianity fears the body from the get-go, so there's no foundation. If you see this existence as a sin, how are you supposed to show your appreciation? In fact, I think astrology takes the physical world as the most spiritual world there could be. They're saying that these humongous gargantuan substances are affecting our moods. And when the temperature changes in a room, that affects your mood. I mean, I'm not saying temperature is the astrological primary thing that's going on, but I'm saying that these bodies do affect your moods. Full moons do affect your outlook. I mean, I think the people who discredit astrology are earth signs for the most part, as usual, because earth signs are very skeptical of anything intangible. James Randi's fire sign trine, they're just more action, and water takes the body into account. Water knows how much chaotic exterior influences are affecting our moods. And air signs are there to float over concepts and over ideas. And it's like, when people discredit faith, it's like, well, I'm totally in control of my life. There's only free will. And that you're like, oh, it was a sign that I should have gotten erect today, or else I wouldn't have, got to meet this girl the next day. It's like movies are always pro-magic, and they're pro-happy endings. And yet, in reality, we take no consideration that we are being affected by exterior influences. It's like every single movie's moral is that magic still exists. And if it doesn't, why would you want to teach that? I'm not just talking about kids' movies. I'm talking about metaphysical movies like Donnie Darko, or whatever. I think it was kind of overrated. But the general point is that there is something. And this doesn't mean nothing. I really, I think that the real heaven, the real afterlife, is going to be much more intense than Buddha's version of heaven, than Christ's version of heaven. I think spirituality is much more intense than what people think. It's much more subjective, and there's really no way to... Well, Emerson says that God walks through a private door for every individual. I mean, I don't think your God is my God, because my God requires a little more responsibility and more intelligence than a lot of people's form of God. I think spirituality is a way to find your own God, and all this evidence, this astrological evidence, is making me believe in my God more, and your life, your stages of life, are making you believe in your God more. I'm not saying mine is right, that 2012 everyone will be enlightened and an astrologer. But I'm saying that at 2012, if you're not sensitive to any vibrations, then I guess you weren't born to be. And since I'm already feeling psychic vibrations, I know it'll intensify at the end of this historical calendar. The I Ching didn't know about the Maya. The Maya didn't know about the Toltecs. The Toltecs didn't know about the age of Aquarius. Astrologers didn't know about Nibiru, etc., etc.